This is The Sport, an open and honest conversation about life and love with me, STL Yamumo. Coming up on The Sport.
I get it. People can cheat and people can sleep around. Fine. I understand that aspect. But have the respect not to get caught. What was going through my head was just shock. Absolute shock. Because this is a person I used to, see her interact with all the time. It's like someone who you can even chill with like this, have a drink, and laugh with. And kumbe the same nigga is kula in your chick.
Welcome to The Sport, and today I have an interesting person with me. His voice, he has a signature voice that makes you want to listen to him and commands you to listen to him, actually. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Talk to us a little bit about who you are.
I'm Mike Mondo. I am the drive host on Classic 105. Also running my own podcast called The Happy Hour. I'm going to use this to advertise Pia. The Happy Hour SoundCloud. Go ahead, check it out. Yeah, and I'm a dad. Also, just a very simple individual who enjoys a good whiskey.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. So your voice is very unique, and you sound very confident.
Yeah.
Is that the kind of person you are, or how would you describe your personality?
Well, I always say this. If you ask 10 people who Mike is, you'll get 10 different answers. It depends on my relationship with that person for you to understand what kind of a person I am. But personally, I think I'm just a chilled individual. Sina mambo mengi. I don't have a ukora mingi, but I love having a good time, but not a lot. I enjoy spending time with family a lot. For me, that's number one. I enjoy spending time with friends. I have very few friends. Also absolutely hate it when people keep using that tagline for like, oh my God, your voice, it's like, I don't know what, like I absolutely hate it. Because, and I'll explain to you why. It's not that I don't recognize the blessing in the voice, but at the same time, I've heard my voice every day over and over, and I don't see anything special with it, but people always like telling me, Mike, you sound like this, you sound like that. I'm like, really? Situonge too, like, let's just talk. Yeah, but it's always about the voice, and sometimes it gets annoying, and then, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the compliment, but on a personal level, sometimes it does get a bit repetitive. It's like, imagine being told the same thing over and over and over and over and over every single day.
Ndo shida ya binadamu, they don't like to be told the truth, and when you don't tell them that they sound good, then again they keep asking why.
I'll take the compliment though.
Okay.
So thank you for appreciating the voice. You're probably the millionth person to say that, but asante sana, nashukuru.
So I believe you broke your voice during your adolescent stage. How was that like for you? Until you started making money off your voice, you realized, wow, this is a blessing. But at that stage, when you were a young teenage boy, how was it like?
Here's the funny thing. I broke my voice later, like when I was because ideally it happens to most kids like when you're 11, 12, 13. For me, it happened when I was about 16, 17. I was almost finishing high school, and then, I don't know, for some reason, my voice just kicked in, and I started talking like this. And it just stayed. And I was this skinny kid. You have to remember this. I was a skinny kid with a big head and a deep voice. And when you're a Mkamba, they always say Wakamba ukwanga na soprano. I was there. I was like the one and only Mkamba who had a deep voice. And so I started, but I never knew you could monetize it, though. I always used to think like, it's just ni sauti tu. So I grew up with it until that one break that I got where someone actually said, Mike, you know what? Do you know you could actually do this? You could do VOs, and you could do radio, and you could be on TV. And I'm like, nah, I can't do those things. But it happened, and I thank God that he gave me a beautiful voice. And I hope it gives me more opportunities in future. Yeah.
Growing up, I imagined that I would date a guy who would have this deep voice and always call me. That is the last voice I get to listen to when I'm before heading to bed. That didn't happen, but you being in the media, how has it been like with relationships?
Oh my God, relationships. Let me put it this way. A lot of the times people come into relationships with media personalities expecting a certain kind of thing. So you're expecting, oh, I'm going to enjoy this guy's company, number one, and number two, probably enjoy a flashy lifestyle where you're just basically going from one party to the next, or one vacation to the next, or one beautiful restaurant to the next. With me, that's what's happened with me. A lot of people had this expectation. Now, because of that, and because of the comparison that people have put between me and Maina, for instance, right? So they expect that this guy probably is a baller, this guy is living the life. And then they come and meet a simple guy who actually just wants to kick it at home, kick your feet up with your whiskey and watch the latest episode of Peaky Blinders and just relax and do nothing. And when they see that, they get scared and most of them start running away. But also, not to say that I'm perfect, I'm a very stubborn individual in relationships, extremely stubborn. I usually like things being done my way. And sometimes, you date someone and they just do not want to appreciate that. And when they can't appreciate it, they decide, they want to walk away. But mostly it's always about people not differentiating Michael, the person, and Mike Mondo, the presenter. Because those are two very different individuals. My friends know Michael. If my friends call me right now on my phone, they won't even call me Mike Mondo. They have a nickname they use with me. Yeah, but otherwise, I don't get it. It's hard dating. It's really hard dating when you're a personality, when you're out there and everyone simply, slides into your DM, sends you messages and all of these things. Even as a woman, it would be hard for you to trust that person because you'd be out of 10 women who have slid into your DM, you want to tell me you haven't smashed even one? Whoa. Nigga, please. Yeah.
We'll be getting into the DMs a little later, but you've said that you're a rather stubborn person.
Yeah.
How stubborn can you be?
I'm not stubborn to the point of unreasonable stubborn, but I'm stubborn in that sometimes I can feel like I'm parenting you, like I'm making. Ooh. Yeah. I'll give you a very good example. There's one time someone I dated she kept on doing this thing that I really hated, always on the phone, especially when we're hanging out together. Yeah, and I don't do that. If I hang out with someone, I put my phone aside and I don't even touch it, whether it rings or I just ignore it. But she would always be on her phone, and I used to tell her all the time, yo, you know what? You better quit doing that, or next time I'll leave you in a restaurant. And funny enough, she didn't quit, and so I walked up and I just left.
In the middle of a date?
Yeah, in the middle of a date, and I left. I said, if your phone is more important, then please have dinner with your phone. Yeah, or if it could be something else like you want something done, I want a different way. I could agree if I don't really think that thing is that important. But if I feel it's really important, oh my God! If you tell me, oh Mike, well let's say we're going to Mombasa for the weekend, yeah, and you tell me that you want to go by flight, and I tell you, nah, me I want to enjoy a drive. Yeah, and you keep insisting flight. I'll tell you, okay, listen, do this. You plan panda ndege tupatane huko. Me, I'm taking my car. I just don't know how to compromise on things that I feel are important to me. So it comes off as being stubborn. And so a girl gets upset, and then she starts saying, "Oh, that idiot." They say that, and so they get upset, and you just sawa basi to each his own. If you want it that way, you keep it that way, but I'll do it my way, and let's just continue.
Would you say that was the worst thing you've ever done to break up with someone? Did you actually break up with her?
Yeah.
That's
broken
the
up.
worst?
No, that's not the worst. The worst thing I did is, I think the worst breakup I've had was when I left someone in Naivasha. Because I found it was basically went for some event, and once the event, I was emceeing an event actually. So once the event was done, I was tired, I'd had a long day, and I remember telling her that, you know what, you should not come to Naivasha with me because I'll be working all through, and you won't have any time to hang out with me. But she didn't. She insisted, she can't miss that gig, and she wanted to come. And so she came, and while I was there, she got upset that I wasn't giving her attention, and she ended up going to party with her quote-unquote friends, and turns out her ex was one of those friends, and she didn't come back to the hotel room until I think 9 in the morning the next day. And she was saying that they've been drinking the entire time, but the fact of the matter was, I knew exactly where she was, because half the guys who were at that event were staying in more or less the same hotel, and so I had gotten a call earlier that night that, yo, where are you? I'm seeing your shorties here, from a DJ. And he was like, yo, bruh, I'm seeing your shorties here with some group of guys. She's over here sitting on some guy's lap in Manenos. So she came back to the hotel. I told her, yo, I've paid for everything, and you enjoy yourself. I'm going back to Nairobi. And that was it.
You didn't have a conversation of,
explanation.
Yeah, explanation.
But let me ask you, sometimes, why do you want to reinforce something you already know in your head? Okay, fine, I get it. Maybe people should probably not make assumptions about things.
Exactly.
But if it's bugged you enough to the point that you feel that, oh my God, no explanation can make me feel better about this situation, yeah? I would have. Why do you need an explanation? Just move. It's like I say about even with her, for instance. Mm-hmm. She insisted she wanted to come, okay? But the entire time I was there, she spent it with her ex-boyfriend. What explanation do you need to give me? Because I told her don't come, but she insisted. So now it makes me ask questions of, so what was your initial intention for coming? Was it because you wanted to support me as I do my gig, or did you want to come hang out with your ex-boyfriend?
Coincident. Ali come and you were busy. The ex was there and decided, okay.
Support your man. Why are you going to hang out with them? Yeah, why are you going to hang out? At the very least, you could have waited for me to finish my gig, and after I'm done, yeah, just go ahead and tell me yo, babe, let's do something. Let's go party. Let's go. That's for me is fine. Yeah, but you disappear. I don't see you. For the entire till 9 a.m. the next day, all I'm doing is getting phone calls. It's not even you who's calling me to tell me that, yo, babe, I'm over here. Why don't you come join us? Yeah? You're just partying by yourself. Then you rock up at 9 in the morning telling me, oh, you were just hanging out with friends. Then I'm sorry. Then you keep hanging out with your friends. I'm out.
Okay. Let's look at the flip side of it. What's the worst? You got dumped. What was the worst?
I've got dumped once. No, actually twice. Uh-huh. At least, because it depends on what you consider dumping. Yeah, when I say dumping, I mean in terms of this is someone I really pendered, and we were in a long relationship. But if it's about these 3-4 month flings, I mean, come on, those ones really don't matter. They don't count. But I think twice. But the worst one was when I walked in on someone I was dating, having sex with someone else who she always said was a good friend.
Wait, how do you walk into such a scene? How? Those are things you only see in movies.
I know, but I get that. But no, I'd gone to the club. I'd actually gone to the club with the sister. And while we were at the club, the sister insisted that, I don't know, she had a fight with her boyfriend. She insisted that, you know what, Mike, you need to drop me home because I'm not going anywhere with this idiot. So when I dropped her home, I figured, let me go check on my girlfriend. Just tell her that, yo, I've dropped, say like I'm around, or I've just dropped your sister home, or just see if she's okay. So I just walked up to her room, opened the door, and there she was, boom, getting strokes from another person. So she came back and told me, so I basically just closed the door. She came running after me and she's saying I can explain, but obviously there's nothing to explain. And then she just dropped a bombshell on me, I think a day later, the next day, and telling me how she had wanted to tell me the previous day that it was over. In fact, that's her new guy, and I don't know, all of these things. Fucked up part is that she got married to the guy. And the fucked up part is she invited my whole family to that wedding.
Did you attend?
No, I didn't. How can I attend? I can never. I don't even talk. I think I only talk to one ex of mine. I don't talk to my exes. Never. For me, when it's done, it's done. Cut off that like a sore thumb. You cut it off, yende.
Okay, so initially wakati ulingia, you got into the room. the scene, and what was going through your mind? Did you want to fix things, or did you just be like, this is over, I'm done?
It was shock. I didn't even say those words like it's over or anything. I just told her that, you know what, I just need some space. Like, I'm going home. Yeah. What was going through my head was just shock, absolute shock, because this is a person I used to, see her interact with all the time. It's like someone who you can even chill with like this, have a drink, and laugh with. And kumbe, the same nigga is kula in your chick, but you're just chilling there and you're laughing and all of these things. So, what can you do really? Like, I didn't come out to say like, you know what, it's over. But I just needed to process that information first, like what I had just seen. If
she didn't break things up with you, would you have wanted to work it out?
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't think so. That for me is the epitome of reasons why I break up with people. I get it. People can cheat and people can sleep around. Fine. I understand that aspect. But have the respect not to get caught when you're doing it. You understand? But when you're doing it so blatantly that it's so easy for you to get busted. Like, she was kulaing this guy in the same bed I kula her. So, like, you're doing things so blatantly and so disregarding, like certain respect you should have for your man. Like, so, she did it. So, I'm not mad at you for doing it. Just don't involve me in your life anymore. Just you go your way.
Oh, I always feel like there's some double standards when it comes to sex. When women cheat and sex is in the mix, as compared to when men cheat, men look at it like it's just sex.
Yeah.
Whereas when their women cheat, it's a big deal. So why the double standards?
Okay, here's why. Here's why. For you personally, how much effort does it take for a guy to sleep with you?
There has to be a connection.
Yes, there has to be a connection. There has to be this. There has to be that. You must like him. So it takes a while for a woman to sleep with a guy. Okay, it's not an overnight thing, right? So that means that person has been pursuing you for a bit, or you pursuing him for a bit. Yeah. Either way, there was time involved. Let me tell you how simple it is for a man to have sex. Yeah. Okay. It is as simple as, even you sitting there, yeah, you drop your pants and we have sex and I don't know your second name. And I walk out and I leave. I don't even know your number. I don't know that's how simple it is. And why it's that way. And the reason is, for us, we truly do look at sex as just sex. It has no ties to how we feel. Me finding you sexually attractive does not necessarily mean that I love you. Or I like how you kiss, or I like how you, and I don't give a shit. You get, but
so long as someone has a pussy, yes, they're good to go.
Yeah, you have a pussy as a boner, the guy will kula.
Oh my goodness.
That's the difference. And so you can always be, that's why I feel like women have a better deal in the cheating arrangement, because for you guys, if your man cheats on you, yeah, you can be, okay, I know it's wrong. I'm just being devil's advocate here. But you can even rationalize it in terms of that. I know he doesn't care about that chick. And you could be confident in the fact that he probably doesn't care about that chick. He's just cooling. Yeah. For you, when you cheat, as you have the raw deal, because I know for a fact, you've been ongeleshang this guy for a while. You guys have probably met up a couple of times. You guys have been doing some shit behind my back for a duration of time. That means you already kind of like that guy. You understand? Yeah. And so the betrayal here comes in that for men, emotionally, you've given something somewhere else. For women, it's physically, we've given something to someone else. As long as, like, you'd be happy knowing, you'd even rather know, in fact, like, you'd rather your man cheated, and then if you busted him, remember the first question you ask him is, do you love her? Why do you think that comes up? Because you don't want the emotional betrayal. If it was a physical thing and it's done, most women would be willing to say, okay, fine, I just don't want it to ever happen again, and let's move on, as long as you don't love her. For men, it's also a bit similar. Yeah, but with a twist.
Okay, what's the twist?
If I meet my girlfriend having sex with someone else, first of all, the fact that someone is limaing over there, yeah, you've invaded a physical space that is mine. and that I'm the one who's supposed to enjoy it. And number two, we don't ask, in fact, this is why we don't even ask, do you love him? Yeah, we usually go like, how could you fuck him? Yeah, and then you're there wondering details, funny details. Have you been kissing him? Have you been doing this and that and all of that? So those are the issues. It's more about you gave your body to him. Yeah, but a man will be more than willing to have sex with you even if you're in love with someone else.
So for you, where does it get, do you get the emotional attachment with someone that you care about, you're in a relationship with?
No.
You don't? No.
No, I don't. I honestly can say that without a shadow of a doubt.
And right now, it's time to kiss and say goodbye. Ensure that you get to follow and subscribe, and also tell a friend to tell a friend. I'll see you again next time, same place, right here on the Spot Podcast. Bye-bye. Mwah.